Chardon Hey True Crime fans, welcome back to another episode of Chardon Hey True Crime. I'm your host Dakota. With me as always is the lovely Kate.
That's me.
That is her. And as you can probably tell, I am in a different location than normal this evening. That is because I was accidentally exposed. So that happened. So I'm quarantining right now with someone else who was exposed by the same person. So that's where we're at right now.
Good times.
Good times indeed. So yeah, I'm quarantining until test results come back, and we're having fun. We got some wine, and we're ready to talk to you all about Patrick Kearney, aka the Freeway Killer. Now, here's actually a funny thing about Patrick Kearney. He shares his moniker with I think two more people who were called the Freeway Killers.
Yeah, what is it with these serial killers and the fucking freeway?
Yeah, right? Seriously. I mean, the freeway is like one good thing is that you can just like dump a body and then keep going and like end up at a different state like pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, there's that, I guess. You all right, Kate?
Yeah, I went to the dentist today and I had like hella cleaning done. And so like my mouth has just been sore all day.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
So I've like barely eaten today. So I'm gonna sip my wine tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna be sipping. We're gonna have some sipping moments. But why don't we go ahead and get started with Patrick Wayne Kearney.
Alrighty then.
Wayne. God, he sounds like he'd be like some sort of like, and the fact that he's like the freeway killer and stuff, it sounds like he would be like a trucker who's just like, I'm Patrick Wayne. Patrick Wayne, who are you?
Just, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go. That's an interesting name. No, but so Patrick Wayne Kearney was born September 24th, 1939. He is a serial killer from the United States, a necrophile.
Oh, no!
Yeah, and he preyed on young men in California from 1965 until 1977. Now, he, as I mentioned, is sometimes referred to as the Freeway Killer, which is a name that he shares with two other separate serial killers, not a team, but two separate other serial killers. That is William Bonin and Randy Kraft. And have we covered William Bonin?
I'm 90% sure we have, because like I definitely remember being like, can we just call him Bonin? And you were like, no.
Yeah, that's right. He was executed. William Bonin was, and he killed 15 people or 21 people, and he was suspected of killing 15 more. And he was described by his prosecutor as the most arch-evil person who ever existed. God, that is so metal. That is so metal, right?
Oh, like Norwegian black metal.
Yeah, like that's like Euronymous is just like, well, that's just unfair. How dare they call him the most metal person? Yeah, I know he's the most arch-evil person who ever existed, but I'm Euronymous. I made necklaces out of death's skull. Why am I not the most arch-evil person who ever existed?
Because you don't deserve it, because you're just a piece of shit.
How dare you talk to me like that, Varg? Fuck you, Varg. I fucking kill you. See what I did there?
See, it's funny.
It's funny because Varg killed Euronymous. That's why it's funny. I'm so stupid. All right. So fucking stupid. We haven't done Randy Kraft yet though, so we gotta like do him at some point.
Yeah, that one's new to me.
Yeah, that's one that we do have to cover at some point. We just haven't gotten around to that one just yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Now,
Whew.
You good?
Yeah, just had a very big yawn.
Okay. Well, so Patrick Kearney, he may be among the most prolific serial killers in U.S. history because he claims to have killed possibly as many as 43 victims. But he's only they only know of 25 that he did actually kill. So we're going to get into that. But first, we got to start way at the very beginning.
Where did he come from? Where did he go?
He caught my joke. Well, right?
Oh my god. Have you ever seen that post that is describing a movie trailer and it's like a horror movie?
Yeah.
And it's Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah. I did see that. I love that post.
Oh god. Kills me every time.
It's so ridiculous. All right. So not a whole lot is known about his whole life. Basically, what is known is that he was the oldest of 3 sons and was raised in a reasonably stable family. However, his early life was not without some trauma. He was a thin and sickly child, and he was often the target for bullies at school. And in his teens, he became withdrawn and fantasized about killing people, to which I have to say, so do a lot of teenagers.
Bitch, me too. The fuck?
Same. We have all fantasized about murder. We've all done it.
Yeah, that's just the thing that teenagers do, you know?
My cousin's sitting right here, and she says that she's done it too.
Just you get angry, you get angry, you think about murder.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what you do. Oh, he's so traumatized because he's been thinking about murder. Shut the fuck up, Pat. I just always think of whenever I hear the name Patrick, I always just think of that episode of SpongeBob where they're in that amphitheater thing and they're all strong, and then Patrick erases or SpongeBob erases Patrick's name tag, and he's just my name's not Rick.
Oh god, that was exactly what I was gonna refer to in a minute too, but you beat me to it.
Sorry,
you bastard.
Listen.
Oh god, my teeth hurt so bad.
Drink my wine. I don't know.
But my wine is super sweet.
Oh yeah, that's true. That'll actually probably hurt a little bit.
It's okay. I just gotta do it like a shot. So I just gotta drink it super fast and not let it touch my teeth.
You can let it touch your tongue, but not your teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, shots. All right. So he was born in East LA, and he also lived in Texas, but he moved back to California after a brief marriage ended in divorce, and he eventually worked as an engineer for Hughes Aircrafts. Now, it was from his experience. What?
Just thinking for Hughes Aircraft, and I can just imagine their tagline. It's like we're Hughes Aircraft, where we have huge aircrafts.
That's a good one. Now, it was from his experiences in his early years in California that Patrick Kearney cultivated his skills as a gay pickup artist. God, can you fucking imagine putting that on your resume? Worked at Hughes Aircrafts, lived, volunteered, gay pickup artist.
Just me as a manager. What's
you
that part?
You bitch, you're in.
in, but you have to teach me.
Teach me the ways of the gays. Pickup artist. You know how easy it is to be a gay pickup artist? Honestly, you go into a bar in West Hollywood, like stuffing the front of your pants, and guys want to fuck you. Like, that's pretty much it. Just like, fuck, all these people who like try really hard and stuff, like really, all you have to do is just go to the Abbey on a Saturday night and you're guaranteed to get laid.
Okay, but what if you want to pick them up just as friends? How do you do that?
You are a girl. Yeah. I don't know. But so he, I'm pretty sure that he was actually gay, you know, and that could be why his like marriage didn't end up working out. Or marriages, because I'm pretty sure he's married more than once, actually. But we do have to keep in mind, like, this is the 60s and 70s, you know, like this story takes place from 1965 till 1977. So while homosexuality is like starting to become slightly more seen, it's definitely not as accepted as it is today. And we're not saying that all serial killers are doing it because they're gay, you know, like we will never say that because we're both very queer people.
Not straight at all.
Not straight at all. Neither of us are straight people, and neither of us have ever actually murdered someone for being queer. I mean, for the reasons of us being queer, you know. We're queer and we're gonna murder.
Yeah, no, we're more the we're here, we're queer, get used to it type of people.
We're here, we're queer. I'm sorry for my existence. Not because I'm queer, just I'm sorry that I exist.
Yeah, that's that about sums up my mentality.
And that's why they medicated me. Yeah.
That's why I'm back in therapy.
Yep. We're working on our trauma. Talk about trauma. Fuck you, Patrick Kearney. I had trauma. I was skinny. Fuck off.
Yeah, right? Fuck you.
Seriously. Oh no, he was skinny.
Oh no, he could fit into clothes easier.
Sorry, the way you said clothes.
I did it on purpose. I did that for you.
Okay, thank you. I was just like, wait a minute, I know that clothes.
I bet he was so skinny he could fit into baby clothes.
Baby clothes. So anyway, so Kearney mostly sought out partners down in your neck of the woods in San Diego.
Yay!
But also further down in Tijuana.
Hey!
So that's what the Mexicans need is a fucking American serial killer coming around.
Because we're hogging all of them.
Can I just say really quick, just, you know, to the Mexicans of the 1960s and 1970s, I'm sorry, we're not sending our best and our brightest. Trump said that about Mexicans immigrating to the United States, that the Mexicans that were coming to the United States weren't the best or the brightest.
Oh.
Yeah. Kearney is definitely not the best or the brightest.
I believe that.
But he was actually fluent in Spanish, and he had a keen interest in Latin American cultures and used those as a basis to connect with potential partners. Now, he claims that he killed his first victim, a hitchhiker he picked up and murdered in Orange, California around 1962. He also claimed several more victims who were mostly transients before moving to Redondo Beach near Los Angeles in 1967 with a younger man named David Hill, who became his lover.
Is there a difference between... Okay, this is probably a really, really stupid question.
Go ahead.
Is there a difference between Orange, California and Orange County, California?
Yes.
Okay.
Orange County is a county with a lot of cities inside of it. Anaheim is in Orange County. Huntington Beach is in Orange County. A lot of places. Hang on, let me figure out what's in Orange County.
But is Orange, California, like within Orange County, California?
Let me check on that actually, because I don't honestly know. So Orange County, so Anaheim is in Orange County. This is not what I wanted. So it is Buena Park, Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Crystal Cove State Park. I think Long Beach. No, Long Beach is in Long Beach County, isn't it?
I feel like Long Beach is a little bit outside of it, but I could be wrong.
Well, Long Beach in some spots backs right up to it because, like, when I would stay at the friends that I had in Long Beach's place, I like one time I woke up and went to Disneyland the next day, and it was literally like less than a 10-minute drive to get to Disneyland from their house.
Oh, solid.
Yeah. It was pretty great. All right, let's see. So 6 cities on the Pacific coast, including Seal Beach, Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Dana Point, and San Clemente, are in Orange County, as well as Anaheim, Santa Ana, and Irvine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But let's see Orange, California. Let's check on that. Isn't it?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay. So it is in Orange County. Yeah. Orange, California is in Orange County. So that's
okay.
Yeah. But it's its own city in Orange County, and it's like near like northern Orange County, like northeast Orange County.
Okay. So I just wasn't sure if there was like if Orange and Orange County were like completely separate from each other, and Orange was
they're not like completely separate from each other. Orange is in Orange County, but like Orange County is its own, like it's like, you know, like San Diego County.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if it was like, you know, San Diego is part of San Diego County,
right,
or if it was like, you know, you've got Orange County and then somewhere else in the middle of California, you have Orange, California.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be perfectly honest, like knowing how California is like sectioned up and everything, it would not be a surprise to any of us.
Yeah, honestly, that's very true.
Yeah, so he moved to Orange, California around 1962, which, as we now know, is in Southern California in Orange County. And he moved from Orange to Redondo Beach, which is also still in Orange County, as we've learned.
Whoop.
So as time passed, Hill and Kearney, who were lovers, began to argue more often, and Kearney would go out for solitary drives in his Volkswagen Beetle or his truck, because of course he had a goddamn Volkswagen Beetle. Like, God, these fucking serial killers and their goddamn Volkswagens.
I mean, it is also the 60s.
Yeah, but, you know, Bundy had one. He had one. Gacy had one for like a hot second.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I think Dahmer had one too for like a minute. A lot of these guys have Volkswagens.
They're easy to come by.
It doesn't really do a whole lot for, you know, the Volkswagen name, especially considering the Volkswagen was designed during World War II for the Nazis. Just saying.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of things that were made in Germany around that time probably were. Like
jeans. True story. There's a lot of things. Who was that? Who was the I was just talking about this with someone. Was it you? That like fashion designer that designed, it was Yves Saint Laurent. Yves Saint Laurent, I'm pretty sure it was Yves Saint Laurent, designed the uniforms for the Nazis. Yeah.
And
And that's
definitely was not me you were talking to about that.
No?
Nope. This is news to me.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'm pretty sure it was Yves Saint Laurent. No, oh my God. But not only did Yves Saint Laurent do that, but there was a Nazi-inspired collection in 1971 on the catwalk. Go ahead and take a minute for yourself. You good?
Yikes.
No, it was Hugo Boss who designed the Nazi uniforms. But YSL did a Nazi-themed show in the 70s. Yeah. Keeping it classy, Yves Saint Laurent.
Fashion Week Nazis. I hate Fashion Week Nazis.
Seriously. All right. So, well, that's a thing that we know now.
Jeez.
We're gonna have to do an episode about high fashion in the like correlation between high fashion and Nazis, because like, that's apparently a thing that we need to do.
Yeah, apparently. Fucking hell, man.
Seriously. I just don't understand. I don't get it. America is way too obsessed with Nazis, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what Germany did?
Outlawed it.
They outlawed it. They removed like all, like any and all, like I can't even think of the word for it. Like
propaganda.
Yeah, like
memorabilia.
Yeah, like anything that was in any way like reminiscent of it. They were just like, well, that's enough of that. We're gonna blow that up. No more of that.
We're gonna like put this into a trunk and then lock the trunk and then weld the trunk and then blow the trunk up.
Basically, yeah. That's, you know, like they didn't preserve any of it. They destroyed it.
Yeah. I will say this. Really random present from a friend of mine who knows that I'm into history and true crime and stuff. It's the only thing in my true crime collection that actually actively makes me uncomfortable when I look at it. I have a German Deutschmark, which is a coin that was distributed by the Nazis during World War II that they used as like currency.
Oh, damn.
It has a swastika and an eagle on it. Yeah. It's fucked up. And I've got that. And my plan is one day I'm probably going to just like go to like Poland or like somewhere and like go to like one of these like places and just like, you know, I would go to Auschwitz to give that to them and just be like, put this in your museum, please. And please don't let me have this in my collection anymore. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think that Americans need to have that shit. I really don't.
Like,
yeah.
And like even people who are like, you know, like if the situation is like your relative like fought in the war and like took it from a Nazi or whatever or something like that, like whatever the story is, like why do you need to have it?
The only thing that we should take from Nazis are their lives.
I was gonna say that. I was hoping you were gonna say their lives or their scalps.
That too. 100 Nazi scalps. All right, but anyways, so let's get back to Patrick Kearney. We went on our typical Nazi tangent where we again have established that we are anti-Nazi.
Hardcore, not subtle, not
even a little bit. No question about it. So, according to Kearney, he would pick up and kill young male hitchhikers or young men from gay bars, and he was considered a necrophile, and he was pretty consistent in the manner of which he murdered his victims, and he disposed of their remains. Now, a necrophile, for those of you who don't remember, is a person who is sexually attracted to corpses. Kate's favorite thing to talk about on this show.
Oh, it's so gross.
I mean, at least we're not talking about what Ed Kemper did.
I don't even remember what he fucking did. So let's continue not talking about it.
He fucked girls' heads after he cut them off.
Oh, right.
Oh, God. I broke Kate again. Kate, get up.
Gross.
Kate, get up.
Hold on. I like slunk down too far. I'm a little stuck. Hold on.
All right. Well, you can see her forehead. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm working on it.
She's back.
I like slunk down so far that I like ended up on my ottoman.
Good job, Kathan. Proud of you.
I had like no leverage to push back up.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. My room's just messy.
Oh yeah, no, that's normal. All right, so standing at only 5'5" and being of slight build, he typically preferred victims of greater stature than his, and he was forced to resort to a system of subduing his victims that was unlikely to fail or to create situations which could put him in physical danger or cause unwanted exposure to the authorities. Now, he was not known to resort to sadism or inflict pain like the other freeway killers did. Instead, he preferred quickness and efficiency. And while he did confess to having experimented with the bodies out of curiosity, such as cutting open their stomachs, he did so post-mortem and did not inflict any physical suffering. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Now, he confessed to having committed his first murder in the spring of 1962, and that victim's name is unknown, but he was confirmed to be about 19 years old, and he was Caucasian. Now, that's unlike his usual type is Latin American.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was into Latinos.
Got it. Interesting.
He liked a little bit of color.
Ouch.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Figure it out, woman. No,
I'm sorry.
Now, he had convinced the male to take a ride on his motorcycle with him to a secluded area outside of Indio, California. God. Now, when they arrived, Patrick Kearney shot the man in the head and then sexually assaulted the body. Now, it's unknown if the body was ever found, but Kearney did indeed confess to committing this murder and 2 additional ones during 1962. The second victim was the younger cousin of Kearney's first victim, who had witnessed him drive away with the victim.
Oof.
Bruh. I mean, I guess leave no witnesses, but like that's just excessive.
Yeah, right? Seriously. Did he do the same thing or did he just kill the kid?
I don't think that he would miss an opportunity to have sex with a dead body. I'm fairly certain that he probably did the exact same thing.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, ow.
So the first murder that he confessed to and was convicted of occurred in 1967 while he was living in Culver City, which is like really close to Venice Beach. Yeah, so like Kate, you've been to Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Culver City is like 20 minutes away from Venice, not even.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking like that sounded very familiar.
We drove through Culver City at one point. I know we did. Yeah. Now, anyways, he lived in Culver City, and he was actually living with David Hill at the time. So he's actually able to like have a meaningful homosexual relationship, probably for the first time in his life, which good for him. Unfortunately, David's just a little bit too alive for him. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
Yeah. So the murder took place in Tijuana, where Hill and Kearney were visiting a close friend of David's. Identification of the victim was impossible, as Patrick Kearney only knew him as George. George was shot between the eyes as he slept in his Tijuana home. And after killing him, Patrick Kearney took the body into his bathroom, where he first sodomized the body as it lay in the bathtub, and then proceeded to dismember and skin George with an Exacto knife. Ew.
He dismembered him with an Exacto knife?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Uh,
Aren't Exacto knives like teeny tiny?
so an Exacto knife is pretty small, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that like there are different sizes of Exacto knives. The typical one is about like the size of a pen. They're most often like called pen knives.
Yeah.
But there are some Exacto utility knives. I'm gonna pull up a picture of one right now. I do apologize if my sound goes a little bit funky while I'm showing this picture. That's just what happens when I don't have another screen to connect to. But that is what an Exacto knife, a utility Exacto knife looks like.
Oh, so it's like a box knife.
Yeah, kind of. But the blade is a lot more extendable than a box knife.
Yeah, definitely.
So like if part of the blade breaks, there's still more to go.
It's like those pencils, those mechanical pencils where you like take the piece off and you push it in the back.
Yeah, but if you lose one of those pieces, then the whole fucking thing is useless.
You can just stick like a piece of a toothpick in there. God, you gotta just be more creative.
Guess. All right. So anyways, yeah, he dismembered and skinned George with an Exacto knife.
I hate that a lot.
I know you do, I can tell. Afterwards, he decided to extract the bullet from George's head to ensure that it would not be traced to his gun, and then buried the dismembered body behind the garage.
Wow, that's actually like really fucking smart.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually
disgusting.
really curious what he did with the skin. It's like, what's the point of skinning the body if you're gonna just like bury the dismembered pieces behind the garage?
Just to see.
To make identification harder, I would assume, especially considering he yoinked the bullet out of the head. However, like, what did he do with the pieces?
Garbage disposal?
Maybe. I don't know if they have garbage disposals in Mexico.
Mm.
I know that America is like one of the only countries that uses a garbage disposal.
Yeah, I know everyone in Europe is like scared of garbage disposals because they're like.
You should have seen Gemma when I showed her mine. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Oh, like, what if it turns on while you've got your hand down there? Just you have to do it manually, man.
Yeah, but also that is the greatest fear of literally everyone who owns a garbage disposal.
Yeah, like what if somehow while my arm is down here, I manage to trip and fall and hit the switch?
Or what if like there's a murderer in the house just waiting for me to turn on the garbage disposal, or like waiting for me to fuck around with the garbage disposal, and then the second I do, they'll just like materialize and turn it on.
Yeah, right? Like, God. Yeah. Like, what if like one of my siblings does it to be funny?
Yeah. I don't like this train of thought. Yeah. So anyways, he did not kill. After killing George, he didn't kill again for over a year, primarily out of fear that law enforcement would inquire about George's disappearance. But as time passed, he started to refine his modus operandi, or his mode of operations. He started to carry out crimes more efficiently and frequently because he was starting to figure this out better. And starting in 1974, he's estimated to have committed murders on an almost monthly basis.
God.
You could call that his time of the month. She's so angry. She's so angry.
And that's our show, everybody.
No, we still got more. After picking up his victims along the freeway or at gay bars in his Volkswagen or in his truck, he would typically shoot the victims in the temple above the ear with a Derringer 22 gauge pistol in his right hand while steering the car with the left hand and simultaneously monitoring the speed limit to minimize the predictability of altercation to avoid exhibiting any unusual behavior to potential witnesses. Literally just driving along and just while he's driving, just pow. Yeah, exactly. That's literally how it happened.
Damn.
Can you imagine how much he had to clean his fucking cars?
Right? Like, fuck, man.
Seriously, like, did he like own an extractor of his own, or like did he line the car in like newspaper first or something? Like, bruh.
Like, did this Volkswagen have like leather interior that was easier to clean?
You just like hose it off or like use a pressure washer or something. But like, even if there was leather interior, the floorboards are still carpet.
Unless he had it replaced with leather.
Ew.
Oh, that really does sound horrible.
I don't like that.
I just hate leather interior anyway, so the idea of like making the entirety of the car leather, just no.
I don't like it. God, and like the window, and like, can you imagine, like, you know, there's like that space between the window and the door, so like blood and like brain and shit is all falling down there. I mean, I guess a 22 would be small enough that like it wouldn't like explode out the other side. It's not like he's shooting him in the head with a 45, but like a 22 at close range still.
Yeah, and like that's a Volkswagen, so yeah, it's close range.
I mean, even the truck would be close range because, you know, if there's a gun right here, that is close range.
Yep.
Yeah.
My eyes are all itchy now. I don't need this.
I'm going to have to reach out to a gun expert for this show and ask them their thoughts on this because that's something that I need to know about now. Like, what was the cleanup like for that whole situation? You shoot guns, don't you? You have guns, yeah. So you have a 22? Yeah, so a 22, the bullets are fairly small. They're like that big. Oh, you threw? Oh, is that what you said? Oh, go get it. Yeah, go get it. So my cousin actually has a 22 bullet that she can show us right now.
Oh.
Well, yeah, the shell is fine, yeah. I have a 22 bullet somewhere. It's at home that my step-grandpa like pressed himself. But my bullet collection, like I said, is at home, and I'm quarantining.
Rip.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not rip.
I just meant more in the meme way, not in the like literal sense.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. All right. So yeah, this is the shell of a 22. Right here. So yeah, this is small. So even if this were to go in and come out, the exit wound would probably be like that big if it were to even come out. Yeah, like about that big.
Yeah, thereabouts.
If it were to come out, however, like I'm not saying that a 22 is absolutely going to be able to make its way all the way through the head and like through like skull, bone, tissue, all of that stuff inside.
It also like just depends on exactly like where in the head they got shot. So like I feel like if
it said, let me see, it's he would shoot them in the temple above the ear. So right around here.
Yeah, and isn't that like a
this is a hard spot. So it's not like being shot at like right here where it's softer. Right here above the ear is harder. So my guess is the bullet stayed inside the head. And there wasn't a whole lot of cleanup. There was probably some blood down the side of the head and face and everything. It was probably just, you know, like that. But that is not a lot of cleanup, to be perfectly honest.
Well, that's far less interesting than there being brains and blood exploding all over the side of the car.
It makes me feel better to know that he probably didn't have a full leather interior, though. Be honest, it makes me feel better about that. He's not driving around inside of a skin cocoon. She hates that I said that.
He could have made it himself.
With George.
Oh boy.
Oh, he travels everywhere with George. I'm just gonna refer to his Volkswagen as George now. It's so fucked up. I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah. That's no.
It's just a little bit too dark. It's just a little bit too dark. Sorry about that, everyone. So anyways, after murdering the victims, Kearney would leave the bodies slumped upright in the passenger seat and drive to a secluded area to sexually violate them. Ugh. After copulating, which is a nice word for fucking the corpses, Kearney would usually mutilate and dismember the remains with a hacksaw before disposing of them in various locations such as canyons, landfills, and along freeways, usually inside of industrial trash bags. So like, you remember when we were redoing your floor and we had those really thick garbage bags?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like those.
But yeah, see, like a hacksaw, that's much more practical than an Exacto knife.
Seriously, who uses an Exacto knife to fucking like dismember a fucking corpse? Seriously, that is like, it's like one of the, I mean, I guess work with what you got, but still, why?
But still, like, that's all you had?
There was a kitchen full of knives, my dude.
No cleaver? Like, absolute buffoonery.
I mean, we did say that he was, you know, fairly new and starting to figure it out at that point.
That's true.
I guess use what you have on hand and God, but imagine how long that would have taken. How the fuck did David not know what he was doing?
And like with how long that must have taken, like he could have just like gone to the store and like bought a fucking hacksaw and come back and finished.
Seriously. And he was fluent in Spanish, so it's not like he needed like someone else to go with him and be like translator or anything. Like he's fucking God damn it, I hate this guy. I hate him. All right. Anyways, so in some cases, Patrick Kearney would dispose of the bodies in the desert where they could be consumed by carrion-eating animals. So, you know, scorpions and tarantulas and what have you. Coyotes, buzzards.
Really, just any type of scavenger.
Yeah, any scavenger, really. Yeah, he would also sometimes drain their blood to eliminate odor and would sometimes bathe the body parts prior to disposal to minimize the presence of dried blood and to eliminate fingerprint evidence. And sometimes He would even beat his victims after they were dead. Now, if he was a cannibal, I would say that he did that to tenderize them, but we have no proof that he cannibalized any of his victims.
No, he was just
a lot more interesting if he did. I'm kidding.
Nah, he was just angry.
He angry. I'm so mad at you because I'm gay.
Oh God, that just makes me think of that like John Mulaney bit where he's like, I don't want to like, I don't want to like minimize what gay youths have gone through, but like being gay is not a reason for money. Like, hey, I'm very gay. Could you help me out at like a few dollars?
Yeah. That one is from the special that you got me to watch. Yeah. Now he perceived beating his dead victims as a cathartic exercise and a means by which he could effectively vent suppressed anger and acquire a sense of power. Because, nothing makes you feel powerful like beating up a dead thing. Anytime I see roadkill, I just have to stop and kick it because it makes me feel powerful.
Yeah. Or there's me who, when I see roadkill, I swerve away from it because it makes me sad.
Yeah. I don't, for the record, I don't actually kick roadkill.
Yeah. No.
I feel like I have to mention that because you said you're like, whereas there's me who swerves away, and I was just like, okay, that actually like makes me look a lot worse. So thanks for that.
Sorry. I didn't think that through.
Yeah. You actually made it sound like I do stop and kick roadkill, so thanks for that. I do not do that.
Sorry, no, Dakota does not kick roadkill.
I've only ever killed one animal in my life. It was a raccoon. I was 17 and I cried for an hour. Nailed it right in the head.
Oof.
And then I had to drive by it for like weeks afterwards because the city didn't come out and scrape it up. And then finally my mom's boyfriend at the time had to like go scrape it up with a shovel and throw it into a ditch.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was bad. At least it wasn't a skunk though.
Oh God.
That raccoon was fucking huge too. It was so fat. It was insane. Anyways. So, oftentimes he explained that the victims resembled people who had bullied him in his childhood. Because of course they did. Because this guy doesn't have a single fucking original thought in his head. However, seeing as this is the 60s and 70s, one could make the argument that he did have original thoughts and that everyone else are the people that are like plagiarizing his ideas to murder people who look like, people that had pissed him off, etc., etc. But, that's just me. Anyways, so although he primarily preyed on young men, there were known children and adolescent victims as well.
Oof.
Yeah. His youngest victim was Ronald Dean Smith, who was 5 years old, who disappeared in Lenox, California on August 24th, 1974. And his body was discovered in Riverside County on October 12th, 1974. There was also Merle Hondo Chance, Hondo in quotation marks, because apparently that was his nickname. Hondo.
Yikes.
Not only is there an 8-year-old named Merle, but his nickname is Hondo.
Just what are we supposed to take away from, like, how does somebody get a nickname like that? Also, like, I can't imagine an 8-year-old being named Merle. I feel like 50-year-olds are just spawn with that name.
Yeah, it's like Michael Rooker played a character named Merle in The Walking Dead. And I can literally not even imagine that character as a child, number one. Nor can I imagine Michael Rooker as a child now that I'm thinking about it.
Right? Like, I think Michael Rooker was just born like 40.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Which, I mean, I'm not mad about, but...
No, we love Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he seems like a really chill dude.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. My saddest day is when I was at Disneyland at the same time as him, and I didn't see him.
That may have been the day that my friend saw him.
Please don't make this worse for me.
I'm sorry.
You really don't think before you talk, do you?
She was working.
You really don't think before you talk, do you?
I'm so fucking sorry.
It's not just Michael Rooker, too. I've been at Disneyland with, like, so many people that I've wanted to meet. Like, I was at Disneyland with Brock O'Hearn one time.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, you were telling me all about that.
I actively tried to find him. Michael Rooker, I was just keeping an eye out, but I actively tried to find Brock O'Hearn. It didn't happen.
I saw Jeremy Jordan and I like hid behind a pillar, like just kind of watching him for a bit because I didn't want to bother him.
That's creepy. As someone who actually knows what that's like, that's creepy.
I didn't want to bother him. I just like let him go on his way, but I was just like, it him.
As someone who, like I said, knows what that's like, we would much prefer you actually just come up and talk to us as opposed to hiding behind pillars and watching us, because that's violating.
Well,
it feels violating.
I think we were talking at the same time. I didn't hear what you said that second time.
It feels violating. Anyway, so Merle was from Venice, which is really unfortunate. You know, he's a kid from Venice, you know, which is like where I used to work. And Kate came and saw me in Venice a few times. My cousin came and saw me in Venice more than a few times. She's sitting over there nodding, just like, mm-hmm. He remembers what Venice was like. Oof, we had fun in Venice. We had some stupid times. But anyway, he vanished on April 6, 1977, while supposedly riding his bicycle in the vicinity of Kearney's place of work. Now, Kearney claims to have smothered the boy, taken his body home overnight, and disposed of the remains in the Angeles National Forest out off of Angeles Crest Highway, approximately 11 miles north of Altadena. What? Yeah. Which is actually like really close to where we are right now. It's like right there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I said what, because she was just like staring at me like she wanted to say something. I was like, she's like, that's right here. I'm like, yeah, it is. I know that.
You could go right now.
We could go there right now and search for his body. Except that his remains were discovered on May 26th, 1977.
So you wouldn't find them.
My cousin goes, oh, let down. Listen, I want to go on an adventure. My cousin is the person that I go on adventures with. She's the one that we used to break into the old mental hospital, like on a regular basis. Yeah, it's Alex.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we used to go to the old mental hospital on the regular and like break in there. And then one time she didn't want to go, so I went with one of her friends. You remember when me and Sterling went? Yeah. And they tried to get me to go to the basement with him, and I was like, fuck you. I'm not that stupid. Yeah, right. It would be him. Anyways, so his decomposed remains were discovered, like I said, May 26th, 1977, and Merle Hondo Chance was Kearney's last known victim.
That poor kid.
For many reasons, poor kid.
Honestly.
Merle Hondo being murdered. Like, he was doomed from the start.
Oh, yeah, that's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy. My girlfriend turned into the moon. My name is Merle.
Zuko. That's rough, buddy.
My nickname is Hondo. Zuko, and oh my god, like
Sokka.
Sokka, thank you. My brain.
Both of them. Oh fuck.
Hondo. Anyways, so on June 16th, 1976, Kearney killed Michael Craig McGee, horrible name, who was 13 years old. So apparently his tastes are just getting younger, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all over the place, honestly.
They really are. I mean, basically the only thing that all these people have in common is that they're men.
Male.
Yeah, they're not all men. Some of them are children.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he killed Michael Craig McGee, 13, of Redondo Beach. Now, records confirm that McGee had a lengthy history of juvenile delinquency, which in the 70s basically meant sometimes he didn't show up for class. Like, that's what a juvenile delinquent was. Or, like, he got busted for loitering in a parking lot sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Or, like, one time he didn't say thank you to an adult.
One time, he wasn't a Boy Scout, and he saw some Boy Scouts, and he called them lame.
He's a regular criminal.
Which we are going to have to do a whole episode on the Boy Scouts at some point, because did you see that they just declared bankruptcy because so many boomers have been like suing the Boy Scouts for sexually molesting them as children? Yeah. There's like this huge influx of boomers who are like reporting that they were sexually abused as Boy Scouts. And like they're blaming the Boy Scouts for reasons that they have drug issues, that they aren't able to hold marriages, that they're like alcohol dependent, and like they're unable to like have like working relationships with people. And you know what? It makes sense.
Yeah.
And all these young men were like molested and worse. So like, yeah, that totally makes sense that they wouldn't be able to like function as normal human adults. But anyways, yeah, so the Boy Scouts, in response to the growing number of lawsuits, has decided the best thing for them to do would be to just declare bankruptcy. So yeah, we're going to work on a whole episode of the Boy Scouts at some point once more information is out, because I don't think that we have enough information about what went on, and I'm sure I could get in touch with some Boy Scouts to like interview about that.
Yeah, definitely. And like, you know, like even before that, like, you know, Boy Scouts were like there was a whole like barrel full of issues with them anyway.
It wasn't a secret that that corporation was a fucking mess. I mean, I remember when I was like chaperoning a Boy Scouts thing, because my brother was in the Boy Scouts. I was chaperoning, and I said to one of the like moms, I was like, oh, I saw like in the news the other day that the Boy Scouts has come out and said that they'd accept transgender children in the Boy Scouts, and like I think that's great. And she was just like, well, I just don't know how that's gonna like work out. And I was just like, what's to work out? You just don't say no to trans boys being in the Boy Scouts. And she was like, well, I just don't know if like we're gonna do that. And I was like, so you're gonna go against the entire corporation or the entire like thing just to, you know, say I don't like people who identify one way or another. And she was just like, well, but I don't know. And I was just like, so you're gonna just like turn your back on everything and, you know, and deny people the right to exist just because it makes you uncomfy? And she was just like, oh, and then left.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch. Yeah, it was like a Boy Scouts overnighter that like honestly just ended around like midnight. I was like, I don't know why this is an overnighter. This is just like a late night thing.
Yeah, it's only an overnighter if you stay through the night.
Yeah, exactly. They called it an overnighter, and then they were like, not enough people chaperoned to be here all night. And me and the other chaperone, they only needed two. Me and the other chaperone kind of looked at each other and were like, we're both fine with staying here all night. And they were like, no, not enough people. I was like, hey.
Just how rowdy are you expecting these kids to fucking get?
They were playing video games. There was like a group of them playing video games. Like two of the like nerdier ones were playing board games with me and the chaperone. And every once in a while I would like go into the other room where my brother was hanging out with his little friends, and they were all just like sitting around chatting. And yeah, that's pretty much the like crux of it.
Sounds like a real wild night.
Oh, it was insane. You know, we were like eating homemade beef jerky and drinking soda and being wild.
I don't know how you got out of there alive that
honestly, it was insane. So anyways, Kearney claimed to have picked up McGee, who was hitchhiking from Inglewood Avenue to near Lenox to Torrance. And according to the police, Kearney had befriended the boy and invited him to attend a camping trip to Lake Elsinore over the course of a weekend. Now,
it's a schlep.
Yeah, right? Seriously. Now, Kearney claimed to have perceived McGee as a potential threat and shot him without warning after McGee openly boasted of his criminal exploits and inquired about the presence and location of burglar alarms in Kearney's home. Kid was 13.
Bruh.
Now, later, when interviewed by detectives, Kearney implied that he had destroyed the remains, stating, I disposed of the body. Wait. We got to figure out a voice for Kearney.
He lived in California and Texas.
I disposed of the body. No. It's kind of nerdy, but also like, I disposed of the body. You aren't going to find him.
I disposed of the body. You aren't going to find him.
That's good. I like that. You're Kearney now. Now, the victim who ultimately led to Kearney's arrest was John Otis LeMay, who was 17, whom he killed on Sunday, March 13th, 1977. At approximately 5:30 p.m. that same day, LeMay had told a neighbor that he was going to Redondo Beach to meet a man named Dave, who he had met and befriended at a local gym. Now, that was, in fact, David Hill, who had given LeMay the address to Kearney's home. Hill was absent when LeMay arrived, so Kearney invited him in to watch TV until Hill returned. And without provocation, Kearney impulsively reached for his pistol and shot LeMay in the back of the head. He later dismembered the corpse and dumped the remains in the desert. Can you just imagine David getting home and just being like, oh, Pat, honey, I invited a friend home from the gym. We're going to like go on a run together. It's going to be so much fun. So have you heard from him? Because I haven't heard from him. Is he here yet? Did he come by while I was gone?
You know, this scrawny kid came by, but
yeah, we were gonna go on a run together. Did you let him in? Like, did you get his number? Anything?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll see him at the gym tomorrow. Ask him why he didn't come over. We're gonna try doing like some running and then go like hang out by Muscle Beach and like try to pick up tips from the bodybuilder guys, you know?
Well, he seemed real upset that you weren't here when he got here, so he might not ever go back to that gym again.
What? Just because I wasn't here when he came over? That seems excessive, don't you think?
Yeah, he was being real dramatic about it, so I don't know. I wouldn't expect to see him again.
Sure. I mean, are you sure? Like, I'll try calling him. I'll just give him a call and apologize. You know? So weird.
Well, you know, teenagers these days, they just, what are you gonna do?
I guess. Now, when his killing spree was at its zenith, Kearney's odd tendencies went largely undetected. A local grocery store owner named Jerry Stevens did, however, note that Kearney frequently purchased butcher knives after examining them and inquiring about the quality of the steel. He also described Kearney as a loner with an eerie sense of quiet about him. And Kearney's supervisor at Hughes Aircrafts referred to him as a model worker. However, LeMay's remains were found on March 18, 1977, and police had actually been to Patrick Kearney's home for the LeMay investigation prior to Chance's kidnapping and murder. And the police soon discovered that LeMay had been seen in the company of Kearney and Hill. I don't think that Hill actually was active in the murders. Like, I don't. I think it was just Kearney, but that's all that I don't know, to be perfectly frank.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It really just doesn't seem like he's the type to actually like kill with a partner. I think that like he did it himself. And
Yeah.
I think that David knew about it.
Yeah, it was his personal private hobby.
Yeah, but I think that David was very similar to Eileen Wuornos's girlfriend in that he knew about it, but he didn't want to know about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, everyone says that Eileen Wuornos's girlfriend was like a poor innocent victim in all of this, but like, no, she was not. She was not. Oh my God. You okay?
My eyes like super irritated and I can't find my eye drops right now.
No, that's annoying. Now, David and Patrick fled to El Paso, and Patrick resigned from his job, and the fugitives' families persuaded the pair to turn themselves in. David, who was 36 years old at the time, was eventually cleared of any involvement in Patrick's crimes and was released, and Patrick made a full confession, initially admitting to a total of 28 murders and subsequently to 7 more. And in order to avoid the death penalty, he agreed to plead guilty. He was charged with 21 counts of murder, and as agreed, he pled guilty. He was given 21 life sentences, and the police are certain that Patrick Kearney was responsible for the other 7 murders that he admitted to, but lacked the physical evidence to charge him. Ever since 2014, Patrick Kearney has been incarcerated at the California State Prison in Mule Creek.
I don't even know where that is.
Let's find out. That is in Ione, California.
I don't know where that is either.
You get really? You don't know where that is?
No.
So Ione is in sorry. I think it is it's like near Northern California.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I don't know. I don't know Northern California like at all.
It's like around where, or like, well, it's like Northeast California. It's like a lot of like where like the gold rush was happening and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like the Sierra like mountains kind of, but like mountains.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that helps me at all.
Yeah, I am too, but like maybe you're just thinking of the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because I pointed out the Sierra Nevada, or I like told you about the Sierra Nevadas when we were driving back from Nevada, and I was telling you about the Donner Party.
That makes sense.
Which we are going to do a series about at some point, but we're going to wait till we're a little more established before we do real fun stuff like that.
Yeah, indeed.
Because we got some fun stuff coming up. But as of now, yeah, Patrick Kearney is he's 81 years old. He's at Mule Creek State Prison, and that's all pretty much it about him. Like he didn't really have like I don't know. He killed
Not a lot of fanfare to this.
He fucking killed a lot of people. What did you say?
Not a lot of fanfare to this story.
Not really. There wasn't like, a huge search for this serial killer. There wasn't like huge investigation. Like the investigation really started after he started killing kids. There wasn't any link to a serial killer, and I mean it's partially because he like was so all over the place with it and everything, but I mean I think it also probably had something to do with the fact that like all of his victims were gay men.
Yeah, like I'm sure that's a part of it, and also the fact that like he like made such a point of disposing of the bodies like so thoroughly.
He wasn't stupid about it either. You know what I mean? Like, wait, did he die? The information that I have and the research that I was doing, it didn't have a date of death for him, but hang on a second. Let me turn off my ad blocker real quick. I hate that shit. Pause on this site. No, this is a different Patrick Kearney. Okay, cool. Sorry, I was just like a little confused. I was like, wait a minute, what? No, this is Patrick Kearney from Illinois.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So the only real picture that is like out there of like Patrick Kearney and of his boyfriend David, hang on a second, is, let me share this picture real fast. It is a wanted poster of these two. Can you see that?
Yeah, which one's which?
So Patrick Kearney is the one with the glasses, and David Douglas Hill is the one with the mustache.
Something that just occurred to me.
What?
It's Patrick and David, just like in Schitt's Creek.
Oh no!
Because I had the moment where I was like, oh, David, just like in my head.
David.
And then I was like, oh no, and Patrick. David and Patrick. Oh
no! David and Patrick.
Oh, I'm so upset about that.
You need to write to the writers of Schitt Creek and let them know that this is unacceptable.
I need you guys to go back and redo the whole series.
Please and thank you. Don't lie. You would love that.
Yes, that's kind of my point.
All right. So it's been a while since we've done a female serial killer, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a minute.
It has been a real minute. So so we actually, for this Thursday, we are going to be covering a female serial killer. It has been a hot second since we've done that. And not only are we going to be covering a female serial killer, I don't know what the fuck happened there. Not only are we going to be covering a female serial killer, we are going to be covering a female serial killer from England who actually is only killed 2 people. So 2 people counts as serial killing, doesn't it?
I don't know. I feel like you have to have at least 3 or 4 under your belt before you can be a serial killer.
Okay, well, we're going to be covering a female killer.
Murderer. Female murderer.
Yeah, female murderer. A murderess. No, female murderer. I hate that I did that. I'm not a fan. It's like, ugh, I don't like that. But no, her name is Mary Bell. We're going to be covering her this week on Thursday. And I think actually we are going to be having Thea on camera this week, right?
I think that has been established, yeah. Because
I
originally wasn't going to be around, and then my schedule got changed. But I think Thea is well overdue for a night of hosting.
I agree. Thea hasn't been on camera since I want to say August? No, September.
Somewhere in there.
It was before October, because October is when we suspended Sundays because I was going to be working Sundays. And we are still suspending Sundays through December until we get viewership back up. And then when we get viewership back up, we will be resuming Sundays. Yeah. So, Kate, you got any more wine left in your cup?
No, but I can.
Give yourself a little splash so that we can drink this last little bit together.
All right.
So anyways, if you enjoyed tonight's content of us freaking out about Patrick Kearney, Nazis, and everything else that the fashion of the Nazi regime, Hugo Boss, we're looking at you. Hugo Boss, we're looking at you. And Yves Saint Laurent, who the fuck told you that it was okay to do a Nazi-inspired fashion show in 1971?
Seriously. The embarrassment.
Honestly, how the fuck is YSL still one of like the biggest brand names? I don't get it.
It's the fascism fashion for me.
It's the fascism for me. Anyways, if you enjoyed our content, feel free to check out our Patreon down below, patreon.com/ChardonnayTC. That is ChardonnayTC. If you want to throw us a couple bucks for a bottle of wine, go ahead and do so down below. My Venmo is at Dakota's Beard. Kate's Venmo is at Kate Ulrich 42. I would love to say thank you to the people who sent me a few bucks so that I could get this bottle of wine. I love you. I support you. I miss you. And until Thursday, let's finish this off real quick. Until Thursday, say goodnight, Kate.
Good night, Kate.
Good night, and I will see you on Thursday. And Kate, we'll see you next Tuesday.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Hey! All right, good night, everyone.